Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. My name is Nat and I'm here for you. I am here for you, man. Hopefully 3 times a week, sometimes once, sometimes I miss a whole week, but you know what? Life happens. And hopefully I can give you those keys to the door that will unlock your happiness, because that's my purpose here for this podcast, is to help you find your happiness. All right, what are we talking about today? I'm not going to jump right into the show. Let me promote a couple things like I usually do in the beginning of the show. My book, don't forget about the book. That book helps keep this show on the air and pay for all the expenses. It's called The Positive Perspective. You can buy it from Amazon, or you can go to my website, bepositivepodcast.com. Sometimes a pop-up comes up. If not, there's some buttons there, and you can get your personalized copy there. I'll sign it and I'll throw in some stickers, and I got magnets and stuff now, and you'll get it in 6 months. No, sorry, Rudy, your package is on the way. It looks like it's going to like 25. It's taking a tour of the United States. Your book and stuff is on the way. You'll get it, I promise. And if you got something you want me to talk about, though, you can send me. I'm going to talk about something that somebody sent me earlier. You can go to bepositivepodcast.com/yourstory. And maybe you got a topic, and what you have in your life, maybe somebody else is experiencing the same thing, and something I say may help them and help you. You never know. That's how it works, man. The energy just flows. Energy just flows. Got to mention Podomatic. They keep this show on the air. They have been since the beginning. If you want to start your own podcast, go there, Podomatic.com. You can start yours for free. That's how I did mine. And now we're approaching almost 900,000 listeners. Maybe we'll break 1 million by the end of the year. Wouldn't that be freaking awesome? I love it. But everybody, I really appreciate all the texts that I get from you. What? You don't know the text number? Well, it's 304-506-3332. And don't be surprised when I answer you. Hey, that kind of rhymed. It's like a Dr. Seuss thing there, wasn't it? 304-506-3332. You should have that programmed in your phone. You can now, I think you can call that number now and leave a message for me. I don't answer that line, but you can actually leave a voicemail. And if somebody please test it and leave a message and, say something profound so I can put it on one of the shows coming up. Also, I was reminded today by Greg Miller. Greg, buddy, he reminded me that I said that I was thinking of doing a live show for the 500th podcast. That's right. I'm coming up on 500 shows. God dang, I talk a lot, don't I? 500 shows. I'm working on I think I have my studio set up to receive phone calls, and I'm going to do a live primetime, podcast, and I'll do it as long as you call in. And you can talk to me. We'll talk about stuff on the air, and we'll just go live and see what happens. And so, I will be sending out an email to everybody who has subscribed. There's 500 or 600 of you who have done that. And, let you know. But, Greg, thanks for reminding me of that. I appreciate that. Greg's really cool. I told him I needed a guitar for my daughter, and he had one sitting around, and he sent it to me. The dude is, one of a kind. Lots of positivity over there, Greg. I appreciate it. He just sent me something that says, I love mirroring happiness. And I tell you what, it seems like he is. He seems like a happy guy. So, and, that's the way to be. Isn't it better to be happy? You know, isn't it? It's nice to be nice. It's better to be happy. I have a magnet on my fridge from the House of Blues that says, be nice or go home. I like that phrase. I had to buy it. And I feel that way, you know, and, if you can't be nice, then my mom always said, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So that's what it is. I got a couple shout outs real quick before I get into the show after 4 minutes of chitter chatter here. I want to say hi to Studio Frank, man, on, listening on YouTube. Commented on one of the videos. I know the videos suck because it's just a picture. I'm working on having at least some kind of cool video going on while I'm talking, because, as it is now, when I do the podcast, it automatically makes the video, and I have to actually put some effort in to put a video in there instead of just a stagnant picture of my face. I'm sure you get tired of looking at it. So I'm working on that. Thanks, Frank, for commenting. Sylvia, thanks for keeping in touch here and sending me an email. Kelly, listening on Pandora, I appreciate you as well. I got a few things to do, and it looks like this could end up being a long show. I hope you don't mind. I want to first read an email that I got a while back, probably back in the end of April. I'm just trying to catch up and keep up with you people. There's a lot of you listening. So this one's from Kathy, and she said I could say her name in the air. That's okay. So I'm going to read her email. I'm going to talk about it real quick and see what we can come up with. It says, "Hello, I would like to share this experience. Back in December of 2019, I had a near-fatal brain aneurysm burst. My recovery was slow and COVID was just starting. Like the world, I spent much time at home, which was a blessing and a curse. I'm a very social person, and being on lockdown was good for my healing, but bad for my psyche. Being in my head took a toll. I was so fearful of everything. PTSD was in full force. Eventually, I could get to the dentist, and I must say, I was full of anxiety. The hygienist was an angel. I shared what I could, and she told me her father-in-law had the same neurosurgeon. She told me, and I believed her, that he would be straight with me about how I was progressing. I found great comfort in her words. Other friends and family could tell me this, but her words hit home. I felt lighter. Time goes by. I start listening to your podcast. Oh, well, that's good. Recently, I go to the dentist, and now she's a wreck. Barely coping with life, hanging on by a thread. I share with her the Be Positive podcast. She had been looking everywhere for anything to hold on to help her. She said, so give it a try, full of hope. I feel confident it will help this angel who was there for me. I saw her yesterday, only 2 weeks after turning her on to the podcast. She had a big smile. I am happy, she said. She's even eating again and making progress. It was a life changer for her. I am elated. Life is about being there for people in their need. A little kindness, a little gesture, and hearing words that can help you change your mindset are priceless. P.S. I shared the podcast with the dentist yesterday too. He actually texted me this morning. He never did that before. Wanted to get the name again. I positively shared him again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Life is good, Kathy. Well, Kathy, that's incredible. That's so awesome how the positivity can help someone else. You can share it, and it's like sharing a fruitcake when you go to somebody's house, but it's just better than a fruitcake. And that's kind of this email, without even planning this, I swear to God, I didn't even plan this, is leading into the show. Because this show is 7 things I could do to become a kinder person with empathy and compassion. And just by being kind, you could literally save someone's life. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten emails or texts from people who happen to be at the end of the rope and wanting to give up on life, and they miraculously somehow found the podcast, clicked on a show that just happened to give them hope and pulled themselves out of that funk. And it's so freaking cool. And so let me go over these. I got 7 things here that will help you become a kinder person with empathy and compassion. The first thing you have to do is you have to practice listening. You have to practice active listening. When someone is speaking to you, you have to give them your undivided attention. Listen to them without interrupting, and try to really understand their perspective. Because life is all about perspective. So listen to what they're saying and how they're saying it. And pay attention. And don't listen to respond. Just listen. Forget about your frickin' response until you hear everything. It'll show them that you value them, and they'll respect your opinion. And it'll give you time to offer a good opinion if you listen. Active listening. It's hard to do. I find myself sometimes wanting to respond and answer someone or help someone before they're even finished with their sentence. I mean, I don't have ESP. I don't know how it's going to end. But practice active listening. Number 2, you have to think about how you speak. Be mindful of your language. On this show, I talk about think about what you think about. Thoughts become things. Well, think of your language, because words have power, man. Words, especially nowadays, words have power, and the way we speak to others can have a significant impact on their well-being. Your words can really break someone down at a time when you could change your words and your perspective and lift them up. So use kind and empathetic language when you're talking to other people. And pay attention. Don't use hurtful or dismissive words. So, and if you don't understand, then say you don't understand what they're going through. But be mindful and courteous and empathetic to other people. For God's sakes, the world doesn't revolve around you. Right? All right. Number 3, I do this and I love doing it. I love watching videos of people who do this too. Practicing random acts of kindness. Have you seen these people that go into the stores and pay for people's groceries or fill up their tank or pay it forward by paying for the food in the fast food line behind you or whatever it is? A random act of kindness, or somebody drops something, they're coming out of the grocery store and they drop a couple things and you pick it up and you give it to them. And you help them to their car and you offer, you just have to be careful because people take kindness now as something else. So it's a fine line, but I think that by being kind and being nice to other people, it will help them to be nice in another situation because they'll realize not everybody sucks. So it's something be like hold the door open for somebody or offer to help them with their groceries or, look for opportunities to do something kind for other people. I do that all the time. I do it all the time. People are like, why you do that? Because it makes me feel good to see someone else smile. Right? So, number 4, put yourself in someone else's shoes. How do you become kinder? How would you want someone to talk to you or respond to you or treat you if you were in their shoes? If you're homeless and you're asking for a few dollars for food and you're legit and somebody shuns you, put yourself in that situation to where you're the person who has no other, you've succumbed to begging for food. How would you want someone to treat you? You don't want pity, but help, kindness. Even if you can't give them money or you can't help somebody financially, emotionally, and listening to people, sometimes people just need someone to listen to them. And that can be so rewarding for you and so gratifying and so empowering for them. So put yourself in their shoes. It will help you develop empathy and compassion. Trust me. When you imagine yourself in somebody else's situation that's beneath you in your eyes or in reality or someone who's really struggling, and put yourself there. Maybe somebody got in a wreck and they're paralyzed and they're having to deal with that. I mean, I'm going to extremes, but how would you feel? Be empathetic. It's not that hard. Number 5, practice forgiveness. God dang it. That is so hard to do sometimes, to forgive somebody, right? And somebody really pisses you off and does something bad or says something about you or throws you under the bus or whatever. And you say, I'm not going to talk to them anymore. It takes a lot of effort to hold a grudge. It takes a lot of effort to resent somebody. It's easier to forgive them. And it's better for your health. Because holding grudges and being resentful it'll create negative energy, negative stress in your life, man. Because every time you see them, you're like, oh, you're going to be negative. If you don't forgive them, I got to remember I'm pissed at them for this, whatever. But try to forgive them for their mistakes. And at all costs, try to forgive them for their mistakes and let go of the negative feelings that you have towards them. I mean, it's hard to do. But when you do that, it's empowering to you. It releases that tension and opens up room for more positivity because that negative shit will just block the positive stuff, I'm telling you. All right, number 6. Let's get this show moving. Something else that you can do is you can volunteer. Any way you can. Volunteer in your community. You can give back with empathy and compassion to maybe a soup kitchen or something. Or, I really love what Bon Jovi is doing with his kitchen that he has. People, if they don't have money, they can eat there and then they can work off their meal by helping washing dishes or bussing tables or something like that. That's a really cool thing that he does. And more people should be that kind. So volunteer. Look for opportunities to volunteer anywhere you can, even if it's just helping someone across the street. Volunteer yourself. And last but certainly not least is you have to take care of yourself. You can't become kind and empathetic if you feel like shit, right? No. And you have to be kind to yourself. It's just as important as being kind to other people. You got to take care of your physical and your mental health. You got to exercise, which I don't do enough of, and we've talked about it. And some of you are calling me on it, saying, "Hey, how's your exercise going?" And I'm like, "It's not." And you have to eat well. I eat a lot. I don't know about well, but at least it's not fast food. I don't eat fast food. I never do fast food. Once in like 2 or 3 times a year. And you got to practice self-care. Don't overindulge in anything, in food, in sweets, in alcohol, and whatever it is. Don't overindulge. Moderation. Because when you're feeling good and you're feeling happy and your body is juiced up, it's energized from getting enough sleep and not taxing your body with food or alcohol or whatever, and you're feeling good about yourself and you're exercising a little bit, it's easier to be kind to people because you're being kind to yourself. Think about it. If you're being nice to yourself, it's easy to be nice to other people. If you're treating yourself like crap, how do you think you're going to treat other people? Doesn't that make sense? It does to me. So if you treat yourself and you're kinder to yourself, then you're going to be able to be kinder to other people, show empathy, and be compassionate towards their feelings and the things that they are going through. Because if someone is going to need your shoulder to cry on, they're going to need your ear to bend to talk to, and they don't want to hear anything you have to say. They want to unload on you, and they want to know that you care and you're empathetic. And it can't be fake because people can sense it. But you have to give a crap about yourself before you can give a crap about other people. So hopefully this will help you to be a kinder person. I try to be a kinder person every day, and sometimes people think I'm a crazy person because I'm so nice. But you know what? I don't care. It puts a smile on their face like, yeah, there's crazy Nat. Okay, But whatever. I love my life. I love what's happening. I love, I'm just happy and I'm feeling joy. And I want you to feel it too. I'm hoping I can give you those keys to help you find your joy. I don't know if you're hearing that crackling noise. Maybe it's just me, but it's driving me nuts. But that's the show. That's all I've got for you today. Don't forget about the book. The book. The book is called The Positive Perspective. You know where to get it? It's all in the description below on wherever you're listening to this show. If you're really enjoying the show, please share it out there. I'm hearing from a lot of you that you're sharing it with people. And people are actually liking it, just like Kathy did. She shared it with the dentist and that lady and changed her life. So share, get it out there, man. Something I say, I mean, after almost 500 shows, something is going to click, right? I mean, I talk about a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff. And if you want me to talk about something different, you know where to go. Go to the website, your story. What do you want to talk about? Hit the text line, 304-506-3332. Tell me what you want me to talk about. Okay? I've come up with 486 shows. It's your turn. Don't forget, if you want me to do this live thing, if you're going to call into the show, if I do a live prime time, like an after dinner thing, like maybe 8 o'clock in the evening on a Saturday night or something like that, and do a live podcast where you can call in and talk directly to me about anything, and we'll just go live and see what happens. If you want me to do that for the 500th show that's coming up in a couple weeks, let me know on the text line, 304-506-3332, and send me the words, I'll call in. I'll call in. I will call in. All right. I want to see how many people are actually give a crap about doing something live, or if and if you don't just say it if you're not going to call in, because then I'll do it and I'll have 2 people and it'll be a bunch of dead air and then I'll just have to talk like I just did for 20 minutes. But I'm okay with that. 304-506-3332. Text I'll call in if you will call into the live 500th broadcast, and I will give some stuff away during that show too. All right, that's it. My name is Nat. This has been the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. I think we can all do a little bit better. maybe a lot of it better. I'll talk to you later.